Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Omni viewer, and I'd like to start by saying I'm grateful for everybody who has supported me, but, well, things are looking a little uncertain right now. You see, I don't know how many of you have even heard that this is happening because it seems like a lot of major YouTubers aren't talking about this. And I don't know if they just aren't aware of what's going on or if they're doing the whole ostrich head in the sand thing or what. But either way, they're not talking about this. It's a lot of smaller channels that are talking about this and apparently paying the consequences for it. But well, the future seems uncertain for what's going to happen on YouTube. On August 13th, which is only a couple of days away from when this video will be posted, YouTube is going to enact its AI system in compliance with those recent ridiculous censorship laws that are coming out of Europe. And it's basically designed to look through every single account that's on the platform and determine if that account is run by a minor or an adult. And they're going with the legal age, I'm guessing. If you're 18 and over, you're considered a legal adult. If you're under 18, you're considered a minor. That's what I'm assuming they're going with. Now, if they determine that your account is run by an adult and you are an adult, then there's no actual problem. If the channel gets flagged as being run by a minor, however, limits get placed on it. A lot of limits, which can include everything from demonetizing to how frequently you can upload to how long of an upload you can make, all that sort of thing. The ability to live stream. Your channel basically gets the legs cut out from underneath it. And of course, you won't be able to access certain videos as well if they're marked as especially sensitive or mature. So, if your channel gets flagged incorrectly, how do you get out of it? And nobody's entirely 100% sure how to prevent it. I've seen people put forward ideas like, build up a search history that's not filled with content for kids. So if you're going on a nostalgia kick watching cartoons from when you were younger, uh, you shouldn't watch clips that are uploaded from official accounts and are labeled for kids or something. But none of that, I think, is actually guaranteed. We're talking about the YouTube AI system here. We know that the systems YouTube implements are broken. So there's a very strong chance that any channel can get flagged. I've even heard that some are already getting hit by this. But it's okay. You can potentially get out of it and correct the AI by submitting your credit card numbers, a government issued ID, or a very clear selfie of your face. Yeah, that chill you just felt run up your spine, that is the perfectly rational response to that kind of thing. I mean, really, YouTube? Really? You're setting up a problem like this, and that's your solution? It doesn't matter that some of these channels have been running for, in some cases, just shy of 18 years, or maybe even more than 18 years. You're still going to assume that you're still going to trust that the AI got it right over the actual people who've been running it. You know, there have been people who have been saying that the latest decision YouTube makes is going to completely destroy it. That's happened several times over the years. So far, it hasn't happened. I've managed to come through those events where I've been active for them, mostly unscathed. Even I have to admit, though, this feels different. This feels, dare I say, insidious in a lot of ways. I mean, think about it. Why would they implement a system that will create the kind of problem where the only solution is to submit personal information unless they want that information? and what would they want it for? Now, again, I've made it through things like this unscathed before, but I look at what my channel has done over the years, and I've got a lot of content, of course, but how does the algorithm determine what is and is not for kids, and whether or not what I make is for, or isn't for kids? I mean, are Godzilla movies for kids? Well, some of them definitely are not, but some of them are. What about animation? Most people would tell you that animation is for everyone, and yet there's also this underlying mindset that cartoons are for kids. Animation is a child's medium, which is why most animated works are aimed at kids. And I've covered animation on this channel. Will that come back to haunt me? So basically, I'm not sure if the channel is going to make it past the 13th. I mean, not that I'm going to delete it, but it could get hit by this, and there is no way, no force on this earth that will get me to submit my personal information to YouTube. I've already given them plenty of information so I could get paid for making these videos. This, that is absolutely a bridge too far. So if it happens, then basically this channel will be done. I'm not necessarily saying that's definitely going to happen. I mean, the 13th could come and go and nothing could happen. Maybe the sky won't fall. We don't know at this point. But even if I somehow manage to make it past the 13th with all of my features still open to me and still able to monetize and live stream and upload long videos and all the rest, I gotta be perfectly honest with you guys. I'm not so sure I'll continue on YouTube, even if that's the case. Now, again, I don't want to sound ungrateful for the support I've given, and I don't want to sound insensitive to those of you who look forward to videos that I make. I'm well aware. I keep getting comments about how people like and look forward to hearing what I have to say and everything. And the support I've gotten when I've asked for it, I really do appreciate. I don't want you guys to get the wrong impression here. My problem is not with any of you. You guys are great. YouTube is my issue because, well, it's just never really worked the way I hoped it would. I spent the first few years running this channel at the absolute bottom of the barrel. I didn't know how I was going to actually make it. I was putting in all kinds of effort, and there was a brief period where I was growing. Well, I should say it was short bursts of growth, like steep incline of growth, followed by very long plateaus, then another steep growth, then another long plateau. But, I was at least getting more attention at that point, and it seemed like if I could finally figure out what to do that would finally crack the formula, maybe that would finally get me to a place where I'd at least have some stability with this channel. However, in recent years, I have actually seen the channel backslide. My progress has been inverted for all intents and purposes. And I have tried everything. I've been recently watching videos that are all about how you can grow your small channel with these easy steps. Just follow this advice. And I'm watching all of them and I'm going, okay, done that, done that, done that, done that. The other video told me not to do it, but I still did it, and I did the opposite of it. Neither of them worked. None of it worked. That's why recently I put out the call to you guys to try helping me beat the algorithm, because that seemed like the last possible thing I could try to do. And again, I do appreciate the response that those two videos got. So it's with a heavy heart that I have to tell you guys, it really hasn't helped. And again, I don't want to sound ungrateful in saying that. It's not your guys' fault. The problem is that everything I do still has to be promoted by the algorithm. And the algorithm just doesn't seem to like me at all. If I didn't know any better at this point, I would say it's sabotage. Either I am really terrible at this, or somebody at YouTube is following me and has a personal vendetta against me. Again, if I didn't know any better, those would be the only two options I could think of. But I know it's the algorithm at this point. So again, it'd be one thing if I'd reached a certain level of stability, but for me to be actually making negative progress, that's something I have not been able to overcome, especially as I keep watching more of those how to grow your channel videos, and they say that newer channels are favored over older channels. My channel's going to be 12 years old soon. In internet terms, that's practically prehistoric. So, yeah. Combine that with what might or might not happen to this channel on the 13th. I feel like the writing is on the wall. I feel like no matter what happens after the 13th, I might be done with YouTube. But that doesn't mean I'm throwing in the towel completely. I did not spend all of this time learning how to make videos and how to upload them and everything just so I could only get so far and then quit. And I'm not going to run out on you guys either, because I know that I've built up a loyal audience that wants to see more from me, both in terms of my videos and in terms of my other work. Speaking of which, I should probably fill you guys in on some of that as well. Now, because of how the channel's been going recently, I have had a hard time developing certain things for it. And that includes certain Patreon requests I still need to fulfill, which, again, I might not be able to depending on what happens, at least not here, but I'll get back to that later. Point is, I've kind of been struggling to find the motivation to work on stuff for the channel, but I have still been writing. I'm getting close to finishing the first draft of Operation Red Dragon 2. I'm working on a spin-off of Occult Mafia 2 featuring my incarnation of the Jersey Devil, and I've been writing scripts for the animated series. I've actually gotten quite a few at this point. I've got 5 scripts that I know are definitely going to be part of the series, one that might not, a few short scenes, and a whole bunch of scraps, basically, just little vignettes or one-off things that I wrote down just so I wouldn't forget them, and I haven't worked them into a bigger story yet, but I fully intend to. And I also have been thinking that the animated series might be a good place for me to revive the New Aberdeen tapes, which was the original audio drama I tried running on this channel a few years ago, but circumstances led to me only getting up to a certain point before I had to call that done as well, because I just couldn't produce them in time, and I lost one of my voice actors, unfortunately. May he rest in peace. So I have been working on stuff, and I gotta tell you, working on the original stuff in particular, that felt good. That's what I really want to do when it comes right down to it. It's not that I hate talking about other people's work. I like doing the reviews. I like sharing my thoughts on movies and books and stuff that I have experienced. But what I love is telling my own stuff. And I've always kind of seen myself eventually moving more into that realm. So I have been developing more in that regard. And while I still don't really have the resources to make the animated series a reality just yet, I am at least laying a foundation. And I'm also looking into how I can promote the books that I've already got published and get them more out there. Trust me, I am not throwing in the towel when it comes to writing at all. But in terms of my online presence, well, I think my days on YouTube might be numbered. How big that number is will depend on certain things beyond my control. But again, I'm not going to throw in the towel. I'm already looking into alternative platforms. YouTube might be the biggest video platform, but it's not the only one. So I'm looking into what would be a good one to move to regardless of what happens. If my channel does get hit on the 13th, then it'll be that'll basically be the decision made for me. I will have to move to another platform fairly quickly, and I will update you guys. If it doesn't get hit, it'll be more of a slower transition, I suppose. And wherever I go, I will be posting my Patreon requests there, most likely. But otherwise, I'm not going to delete the channel myself. If YouTube wants to get rid of it, that's beyond my control. But I'm going to leave it up here. If there are updates regarding books or the animated show or anything, I might upload here again to keep you guys informed and spread word on this platform about it. But in all likelihood, I'm going somewhere else. I don't know where yet. Like I said, I'm trying to weigh my options. And if you guys have any suggestions, hey, feel free to leave them. But again, I think my days on YouTube specifically are done. But I'm not done. And I hope you guys aren't done following me and seeing what I have in store. Because I do have other things in store. In fact, I'm going to be launching my own website soon where it's mostly devoted to promoting the books. But, there might be some other interesting things popping up there. So you can keep your eyes open for that. If those of you who have business cards from me, newer ones specifically, you already know what the domain name is going to be. But either way, I'm probably not sticking around on YouTube for much longer. I will let you guys know after the 13th where if things have improved or not. Either I will be telling you guys that the channel got hit and hit hard, so I'm just flat done, or I'll be telling you it survived, but I'm going to be slowly moving my business elsewhere. We'll see what happens. Until then, all I can say is if any of you guys with accounts get hit, and I know not all of you are video producers, but if you get hit as well, don't give them your personal information. That's like internet safety 101 right there. That's just my advice, though. So, in a weird way, that War of the Worlds movie that went up on Prime, where the aliens are consuming data and using it for nefarious ends, that's surprisingly timely now, isn't it? Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer signing off.